Hi, I'm Steph Palermo, and I know you hear me talking about feeling groovy and doing groovy things and having fun and enjoying your life. But what does that actually mean when you have to wake up every day to an ever-growing list of to-dos? And then, of course, there's those shoulds. I should meditate. I should get on a diet. I should go to yoga. I should rest. I should do all these things to feel good. I should travel. Well, I'm offering you a chance to actually feel and embody what groovy is, what feeling amazing is. Join me in Terracini, Sicily. You will not regret it. We are going to have an amazing time, and you will actually feel what living really is, what knowing your purpose is. And you'll be able to take that back, not in a list of to-dos, but in how you feel. So I'll see you there in Terracini, Sicily. Don't miss it. This is the Just Steph Show, and I'm your host, Steph Palermo, your Italian Boston girl who's an empath, healer, and all-around seeker of wisdom. Tune in weekly for advice on how to live your best life at work, home, or play so you can feel groovy every day. Hey, happy Thursday. I'm so excited about Sicily. Are you? Who's coming with me? You need to come with me because it's going to be amazing and it will sell out. 8 nights, 10 days, healing circles, meditations, yoga, cooking lessons, wineries, olive oil facilities, beach day. What are you going to do? This is the most amazing, life-changing, transformative retreat you will ever go on. You deserve it. You deserve this. So make sure that you message me and let me know how, if I can just jump on a call with you and tell you all about it, because you're going to meet my friends in Sicily. We're going to adopt the Sicilian way to live. So we are getting ready for the Divine Self Summit, which is happening June 21st through the 25th. So join 20 leading experts on a 5-day journey of intentional exploration of your mind, body, spirit, relationship with abundance, and your community. And I've been interviewing all the speakers all week. I started last Friday, and I will be finishing tomorrow. So everybody is so amazing and different, and we're all healers, and we have come together to give you a week long of speakers and events so that you can get on your soul's path towards the best version of yourself and that easy life that is aligned and purpose-driven. So today I have in the studio Brittany Garcia. She is a Latina businesswoman and content creator dedicated to empowering women to soften their inner critic and take up space unapologetically. I wonder what that means. We're going to talk about that. When she's not running Britain Bliss Design, she is creating with color, drinking tea, learning new skills on Procreate, interesting, or having casual convos about breaking cycles and building empires. So I'd like to welcome Brittany Garcia. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Steph. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, and we had a little technical difficulties, but we'll get through it. It's all good. So, that technology. And anyway, so okay, so let me ask you this. I want to ask you about softening the inner critic and taking up space unapologetically. What does that mean when you soften the inner critic?
So for myself, I've noticed that anytime I did something, anything in life really, I always had a way of coming back to myself and being like, how could I have done that better? How, like, instead of celebrating everything that I had did, even the smallest little steps, I would criticize myself for it. So a lot of the softening the inner critic is learning how to change the way that we talk to ourselves. especially through very difficult situations. And that's what I've been learning, working on, and that's the foundation of my designs for my business now. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So what about taking up space unapologetically?
So for me, taking up space unapologetically really comes from everything from learning to say no to stop apologizing for taking up space and just being who you are, like especially in the spaces that we take up. For example, in the Latina world, there's not a lot of Latina women there's a lot of things that we struggle with. For example, like guilt in leaving our families sometimes. And I think with an Italian background, there's some, you can relate to that in a
Yes.
huge way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
So, and I think Latinas are stepping up more and more into the business world, really into any capacity that they want to be in, when for so often women have been put into these boxes of like what we're supposed to be.
Right.
And this is a time to step out of it and just be ourselves unapologetically and just
embrace
who we were meant to be.
Yeah. Own your power, own your gifts, own your desires, your needs, your wants, and move forward. Right. And receive the abundance.
Be an open heart. Yep.
Yes. So what is the mission of Britain Bliss Design?
So the main mission is that to help women soften that inner critic and in a way rebuild that relationship, that reconnect with themselves through the way that they talk to themselves, through the way they view themselves. So
what is it that you're creating? What are the designs? Is it true? What is it?
So I have they're basically apparel. It's all apparel with different messaging on them. So one of the t-shirts actually says it's time to soften the inner critic. I also, the whole first line that's launching is my affirmation line. So I have another one that says, the way I live makes a difference. And I wanted to write these from an I perspective because I feel like we see a lot of you, and I want people when they read them, whether it's to themselves or somebody else reads a t-shirt, they repeat it for themselves.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I love it.
Yes. I'm so excited.
So what inspired you? What inspired you to come into this business and the message of Britain Bliss Designs?
So the whole idea honestly started from a very difficult year. 2020 was a year of divorce. I had COVID in a really, really strong way. A lot of things happened that I had to still, going through the grieving process of a lot of the things that changed from that year. And in one session with my therapist, she told me, she was like, straight up, like, you're already hurting so much. So why do you keep being harder on yourself? And that's where the softening the inner critic really, really came to life, because I was like, you know what? It's like a flashlight switch moment. It just switched in my head. She was like, she's right. I have to be the one who's nicer to me because I am the one who can provide all the love that I need. And that's where it's from.
Divorce is so devastating, especially from our cultures where you don't get divorced. It doesn't matter. You just don't. You stick with it, whether it's abusive, you just stay with it. And so I understand that. But divorce being the death that it is, because it is a death of and having to go through the stages of loss, being as devastating as it is also the best teacher.
And the way that I've seen it is honestly the best opportunity for a rebirth. And I think that's what it's been for me. Like everything that has grown from that, I don't wish that on anybody at all. And I'm willing to see how the whole experience has changed me in ways that I honestly never imagined that I would.
I love that. It's tough. Divorce is tough. It's tough on everybody. And you know what? Everybody goes through the divorce. Everybody, whether you're, if it's your mom, the whole family is torn up, depending on, who's around and who's, it's even your friends, because you maybe did stuff together. And then there's that line drawn in the sand. sometimes, like, okay, well, they were your friends first. They're my friend, it's crazy. So, why is it important to rewire our brains?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of what we learn in our upbringings, it's the first rewiring of our brains that we get. And a lot of the times we're learning from people who also, are humans, who have their own flaws. Especially in the Latino community, there's a lot of things that in our upbringing that are extremely toxic. I mean, we live in a very, that machismo culture is very present, within the Latino community. And for me, rewiring our brains is a way to reparent ourselves as we're older so that we can learn to love ourselves the way that we want to be loved. Because I think we often expect everyone else to love us in that way when we're not really willing to do that for ourselves. And I think that's rewiring our brain is a beautiful way to start.
Absolutely. And how does changing the way we talk to ourselves create more alignment with our purpose?
Oh, that's alignment is my absolute favorite thing. And I feel like a lot of times when there's something, we feel like there's something off in our lives is because we're in alignment with ourselves and with our core values. And changing the way we talk to ourselves brings us closer to believing what our purpose and our mission is, which is to really just be and become. And often we shy away from that because we talk to ourselves in such a negative and criticizing way. Kind of like your preview, like your intro said, like we say should all the time. And I think rewiring the way that we talk to ourselves takes a lot of things out of the equation, takes that fear out.
Right. It does. And our obligation is to ourselves first so that we can, put on our own oxygen mask before we can help anybody else out. So a lot of us, most women run on empty, in general. So that's just a generalization. Most women do. And when you're constantly talking negative to yourself, then that's how you're going to show up, and the energy is going to come across.
Yes. And I honestly, that's what I want to help women do. I want to help the way they see themselves. I want them to look at themselves with wonder and delight because we are amazing human beings and we should celebrate that. Absolutely. Every single day.
I know. You know what? I love all this. I'm so excited. I hope that, when we're done here, make sure you put your link, go onto my page and put your link to purchase the T-shirts and apparel and everything that you're doing so that people know. And if you put it in the in the comments, they'll be able to click it and
see everything.
And where can they find you? Where can people find you?
So my main place right now is Britain Bliss on social media. And my company is called Britain Bliss Designs, but online it's just Britain Bliss. And my Etsy page will be launching next week officially. So everything will be there. And the first line has 4 different designs. And then we'll be having more designs in Spanish and English. I'm adding other designs along the way too. Perfect. So yeah, so super excited.
I love it. That's great. So I'm excited. And what will you be speaking on at the Divine Self Summit?
So about the mind and how the power of our words and our minds, the way that we think, that's where it all starts. That's where we can literally, it's the catalyst for everything that we want to do and achieve.
So you're on Monday, the 21st.
I'm on Monday. Yes, that first
So everybody, you want to definitely get on the waiting list for this event. I'm going to put it back up here. The divineselfsummit.com and make sure you tune in to when Brittany is talking. And there's so many wonderful, wonderful speakers. Everybody different, and it's just amazing. So I'm thrilled to be part of it. I'm thrilled to be part of the core team and to be able to have this chance to talk on air with folks like you. So thank you so much for being here. And I look forward to seeing you at the Divine Self Summit.
Thank you for having me, Steph. And yes, I look forward to seeing everybody there too.
Thank you. All right, everyone. I'll be back with the Just Steph Rules of Dating in a little bit. And later on today, I have Jamie Palmer and Jen. Who else is coming today? Let's see, Emma Villucci and Monisha Garner. So thank you so much for being here. And everybody, take a risk, be vulnerable, share your heart and love always. Know I love you all. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. I love you. I do.
Thanks for tuning in to the Just Steph Show. I really care about you, your happiness, and helping you make great choices for your life. So tune in next week for more wisdom from me. In the meantime, follow me on my Just Steph Facebook page, on Twitter at Steph Palermo. My Instagram account is JustSteph1, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Steph Palermo. See